Hello, church. This is Pastor Steve back with you for the Monday Minute for October the 25th of 2021. Got a couple of announcements I want to share with you before we get to today's devotion. First of all, a reminder of this coming Sunday, October 31st, we'll be celebrating All Saints Sunday as a part of our regular worship for that service time at 10 a.m. It's always a very meaningful service where we take the opportunity to remember and honor all of those saints of our church who have passed on in the last year and remember the legacy that they have given us to follow through at Newburgh here. We hope you'll be able to join us for that either in person or watching on the live stream or on our YouTube channel later on. Also, this coming Sunday, October 31st, is Halloween, and we'll be having our Trunk or Treat, which is returning after last year with COVID. And we hope that you'll be able to join us. If you would like to set up your car, you can sign up for that through the church webpage here, and we'll be happy to have you. If you're going to be out with the family and trick-or-treating, come on by to get a few extra treats here at your church. It's a great opportunity for us to be out together and to serve the community in a way that we're able to reach out and celebrate what is also going on out in our world. We are concluding our finance campaign on Sunday, November the 7th. Want to encourage you to watch for your commitment packet, which will be coming out in the mail this week, or you can also find those documents online through our giving page. Also on Sunday, November the 7th, is our annual multicultural concert, which again is coming back this year after a COVID absence. We hope that you'll be able to join us at 4 p.m. in the sanctuary. That's always a great event. And then we'll have actually a time of prepackaged refreshments in Guthrie Hall, so that we hope that all will be able to attend and celebrate what is coming up. We're only going to be getting busier as the season progresses here. So continue to check out not only these things, but all of our other upcoming events on our webpage at newburghumc.org/events. Last week, I was able to get away for a delayed anniversary celebration with my wife, carrying over again back to last summer. We headed out west and we're in Arizona, and we ended up spending a lot more time than we thought doing things outdoors. We ended up going for a hike every day, and out there in Arizona, I can assure you that being here from Michigan, we didn't really have any idea of what we were getting into. Now, we did just fine in the end, and we were able to have a tremendous sense of accomplishment. But any of you who have been out there and have climbed any of these mountains know what I'm saying. Well, these climbs were difficult, and some of them were more difficult than others. One of the things that I found was it wasn't necessarily the climb up that was the problem. Don't get me wrong, it was work. But it was the climb down that is actually the more treacherous part. See, at that point, you're tired from the climb up. You have seen the top of the mountain and took in a view and a new perspective of the world. But now, it's time to go back down. And that is when you especially need to be more careful. As I reflected on this and what we accomplished in this past week, I was reminded once again of the story of Jesus' transfiguration. And he was there with Peter and Andrew and James and John, and they all went to the top of the mountain. Jesus was then revealed for who he was as the Son of God, and Moses and Elijah were there with him. While I did not personally encounter any of them directly, I do believe that I saw with a new perspective the works of God's power and creation. And maybe, just maybe, in some of our fellow climbers, we also met Jesus along the way. Yet in the passage, when they are all on the mountain together, Peter makes the observation that not only is it good to be here, but he offered to make 3 dwellings so that they could all stay there. But on the mountain, that's where it was also revealed through the voice of God to remind them that Jesus was God's Son and is God's Son, and that they were to listen and to follow him. And that meant heading back down into the valley. Just like our trip down the mountain, that's where following Jesus gets more dangerous. See, being a follower of Jesus is not just about the peaks. We'd like to think that it is, and those peaks in our times of faith are so important. But it's more so about being down in the valley. That's where Jesus spent the majority of his time. It's about taking what we have learned and what we've been shown, and then revealing that to those who are in the valley, and especially to those who are unable to climb. Now, there will be people who don't believe you. There are people who are skeptical, and even those who will wonder, why would you even do such a thing in the first place? We probably all ask ourselves that question too. But we must encounter them, all of them, and we must tell our story of what we have seen and what we have experienced and what we have heard. And we do so knowing that we could stumble and fall along the way. But like our fellow climbers, we know that there are others who will pick us up and will show us the way because they have been there before. We're climbing some new mountains today in our world, both in our everyday life and in our life here in the church. Some of them are easier and some of them are harder. But as we climb them, one thing we do know is that we are always getting stronger. And as we get stronger, it becomes easier then to also go down into the valleys and to share and to listen to what the needs of people are today, and to be able to provide whatever help it is that is needed, rather than the help that we think we want to give. We need to pay attention to those slopes. We need to pay attention to the loose gravel and rock, and be intentional about where the footholds are, so that we can be on secure ground as we make our way down. Whatever your mountain is, spiritually, physically, or otherwise, I encourage you to climb so that you can not only reach the top and get a new perspective on life and a new perspective on God's creation, but that you can also safely climb back down and tell others about what you have seen and help show them the way. Have a great week, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here next month on November 1st for another edition of the Monday Minute.